Mr. Eggplant presents.
Hey guys, Tyler here. Thank you for checking out this video. And we're back here on the PTR, and this is probably the next couple of videos you guys want to see, which is all about Sentinel Marksman Hunter. So Sentinel saw a ton of quality of life changes, particularly in regards to the resetting of our rapid fire whenever our lunar storm is available, which is an amazing thing. Thank you so much, Blizzard. So I've been really playing a ton of Dark Ranger for the second season of the War Within. You're going to see a ton of Sentinel play here in Season 3, especially with the changes to the talents, and then the talent builds you can use with the new tier set. So there will be timestamps down below. We'll be talking about the tier set, then we'll look at a build, and then we'll do like a rotation and an opener for you guys. And I've already done Dark Ranger, so there are links down in the description of the video for those. And then this will be all about single target Sentinel. So I'll have a separate video for AoE or for Mythic Plus Sentinel gameplay. But first, let's take a look at the tier set bonuses. They were adjusted and boosted for Sentinel. So now, in addition to all their other effects, the 2 set will increase the damage of your rapid fire by 25%. If you guys are new to Sentinel, whenever you use rapid fire, that's what drops your lunar storm, which is that circle on the ground that increases your damage and does ticking damage to everything in the circle. And they've really doubled down on Sentinel and Lunar Storm being much more important to your build and augmenting your main 2 abilities, which is Rapid Fire and Aim Shot. So 2 set reads as follows. Rapid Fire increases, or hits damage is increased by 25%, and when Lunar Storm fades, gain the boon of a loon, which I do have a weak aura up for, and I will have it in my Discord. There will be a link to the Discord for an invitation down below, causing your next 2 aim shots to deal arcane damage, so that's good. They're not going to be physical, and have their damage increased by 20%, always a great thing. And then the 4 set doubles down on that. So Sentinel's damage is increased by 25%. That's the ticking dot that you're putting on everything. And then the boon of a loon is now active for the entire duration of your circle there, which is always an amazing thing. It's going to be doing 20% more damage the entire time. It's going to be doing arcane damage. Maybe won't be as good in PvP, for example, if you have a pesky Death Knight with a anti-magic shell, but oh well. But you're going to have that up for the entire time for 100% effectiveness. I would have assumed that maybe it wouldn't be the 100% of effectiveness, but who knows? All I know is that Marksman is in a really amazing spot right now in the PTR, even with the nerfs that we saw this last pass through. I hate to use the term nerf because we were so high ahead of everybody else that it makes sense to bring us back. And so I've been enjoying the... I haven't done a lot of single target stuff outside of the few Mythic Plus bosses I've done so far, but I've really enjoyed what I've seen so far. It's much easier to pick up and play, and the primary reason is that quality of life that I was talking about in the form of rapid fire. So whenever your Lunar Storm is available and ready to use, it'll automatically put your rapid fire off cooldown. So even if you had just used it 2 seconds ago, boom, you can use it again. That is so nice, so you don't have to look at your Lunar Storm tracker saying, okay, you can use it, and you have to wait another 18 seconds because you didn't delay it just a little bit. That is an amazing quality of life. So you're going to get more of your Lunar Storms out, and you don't have to like use your brain so much, which, you know, we're hunters. We don't like to do that, right? All right, at least I've been told that. Anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at our talents now. And we're going to skip the left side of the talent tree. That really just depends on what content you're doing. As long as you're picking up your defensives and all of the damaging abilities, everything else is pretty much utility. But this will be a pretty standard build that you'll see in most videos or most guides, that sort of thing. In the middle of the tree, we haven't seen too many changes, but there is one ability that you toggle between for single target and AoE. We're always going to run with Sentinel Watch, so that's going to make our 2-minute true shot go down to a minute 45 because you're always going to be able to lower it to that max of 15 seconds. And then in the right side of the tree here, for single target, you're picking Crescent Steel, and then in AoE, we'll pick Overwatch. But for now, Crescent Steel is the way to go. And then let's reset this, and we'll talk about the right side of the tree, or the marksman-specific side of the tree. So I said it in my Dark Ranger videos, there's always a nucleus build that will never change. It doesn't matter what content that you're doing, what build you're doing, it'll always stay the same. So putting our points in aim shot, rapid fire, precise shots, streamline, lock and load, ammo conservation, avian specialization. This one used to be called improved spotter's mark. Then your penetrating shots, your surging shots, tenacious, master marksman, moving target, true shot, and finally feathered frenzy. This is the 14 points that will never change regardless of what content that you're doing. You're pretty safe to run with those 14 points. And now for single target, we have two goals. Is obviously to augment our true shot in the middle of the tree. They made it much easier to get. Well, I mean, it's pretty much the same, but it's much easier to get to earlier on because it used to be just a little bit lower, I believe. And then Windrunner Quiver for single target. Otherwise, you don't get to run with a single target cleave build as a Sentinel, but you get a lot more other fun stuff when we get to the AoE build. And there are a couple of talents that you can switch around based on the content you're doing, maybe like a 2-target cleave or something like that. But this is a very, very strong, safe build. So point and improved death blow, razor fragments, and headshot. And then you have 3 more points to spend to get to the bottom part of the tree. And this is something that I've really enjoyed so far. Precision detonation and shrapnel shot. Because, so you, typically this was seen as an AoE ability. Sentinel has a great opportunity to actually pick it up while in their single target build, which is it's a lot of fun, I won't lie. So this is an interaction that we were doing in Season 2 with our tier set and trying to proc that with Precision Detonation. Precision Detonation was actually buffed too from 25 to 40% increased damage. But how it works is Shrapnel Shot was redesigned, so whenever you cast your explosive shot, you immediately get a lock and load proc. It doesn't matter. So it's immediately a free instant cast aim shot that's going to then explode that explosive shot you just put out for 40% more damage. If you're not running with this, there's a great chance that explosive shot really isn't worth casting, which I hate. I'll still do it even if it doesn't sim the best. I'm still going to cast it, but this just makes it so much easier. And with magnetic gunpowder, you can pop those things out quite often. I won't be running with magnetic gunpowder in single target, but stay tuned for AoE. We're going to have a ton of explosive shots and explosive shot damage in our build. And now we have 1 more point left to spend. And there are about 3 points that you can spend it. Either in the rhythm, which is much more important for a Dark Ranger because it has to do with your auto attacks. Your auto attacks can proc Death Blow, but you can't proc it with Sentinel. Or you could put it in No Scope, or you could put it in target acquisition or even on target. So I am going to pick on target there. It gives us just a little bit more haste in our build. I've actually foregone using on target in my Dark Ranger build. Heck, you could even put it over here in magnetic gunpowder if you want to. That may not be a bad play. I need to do more testing for single target, but that is also an option. I don't want to leave that one out. And now we have 10 points left to spend at the bottom of the tree. So we know what we must do. 2 points in unmatched precision, 1 point in focused aim, Windrunner's Quiver. Now let's augment our true shot. Unerring vision and now calling the shots is a shared node, but we need that unerring vision to do just so much damage. It's gonna be a little weird because we're gonna have that minute 45 cooldown as opposed to like a minute 30 or a 2-minute cooldown. But this does mean that every 2 minutes, basically, you are going to be doing a ton of damage, and that means having 2-minute cooldown trinkets are not necessarily a bad thing. They will line up more often than not. And then so we picked that Unerring Vision, Tinsel Bowstring, Bullet Storm, Incendiary Ammunition, and now you have 2 points left to spend and a bunch of spots to put those. You could easily put those in Eagle's Accuracy for your 2 main abilities to do 5% more damage. You can put a point in Double Tap, so every time you use your True Shot, that next ability is going to double tap for 80% value. Or you can put your point in Bullseye. So I'm going to put my point in Bullseye here, and then probably putting the point in Double Tap. I'm still not sold completely on Double Tap, and I feel like if you're running with Double Tap, you should probably run with Volley as well, even in single target, because then you could proc it twice. I don't want to run with Volley in single target. I hate that with a passion. But this will be the build that I will be using for this video, and this is the build that I've been really testing here on the PTR. Again, things can change, and I no doubt that they will. But for now, this is the build that's really been working for me and that I would like to share with you guys. So, all right. So now let's take a look at what an opener in a rotation would look like. So let's go ahead and do this. Perfect. Alrighty. So making sure, same build. All right, and we're going to be on this training dummy. Now, this training dummy is almost dead. It will skew my data because I am running with Bullseye. Should I not do that? Okay, I'm not going to run with Bullseye just because I don't want to skew my data for you guys. So I'm just going to put, I don't know, let's just put a point in Eagle's accuracy. And again, this is just because the training dummy is almost dead, and I don't want to give you guys a bad example of what this would look like. So, okay, so we have... Oh, that is going to make me have my kill shot up more. I'm going to forgo using kill shot because it would not normally be up, so I'm not going to use it. So you see it lit up on my screen, that's why. So we're going to do a precasted aim shot with about 2 seconds left on your pull timer, and then you're going to use your rapid fire, and then we're going to drop our explosive shot there because I'm just using it, get it on cooldown, true shot, and then we're going to go into our aim shot, and then arcane shot, and then rapid fire, then aim shot, then arcane shot. If we get any not death blow. I guess, yeah, it is technically death blow. If we get any death blow procs, meaning we can use our kill shot, you want to use those only with your precision, or excuse me, not precision detonation, your precise shot buff up. Otherwise, you want to forgo that. And you just keep pinging back and forth. You're going to drop that rapid fire, it's going to drop that circle on the ground, and for that entire duration, your aim shots are going to be doing 20% more damage and doing arcane damage. So let's go ahead and see what this would look like. I'm going to put my hunter's mark on the target even though it doesn't matter, and let's see what kind of damage we can do. And I will also be using my lust, so I'll be using Harrier's Cry. So here we go. I actually did get the procs, I will go ahead and use it. Explosive shot, true shot, and that gave us the freebie. So I got the freebie, so I'll use it. You may have to use steady shot to get some focus back. And so I had my buff up for the entire duration there. So we peaked at around 7 million. If you guys have played Sentinel in Season 2, you know that that doesn't happen very often. That's more of a Dark Ranger thing. Alright, let's see here. Look at that. Oh, come on, training dummy. I'm trying to look at that. Wow, 46% of my damage was aim shot. That's crazy. I've got dots on that, unfortunately. That's one thing I don't like about Sentinel. It's really hard to do this sort of thing. So Sentinel had about 5% of my damage. We had a few kill shots, and those were used only when I got the death blow proc. So otherwise it would have been up every 10 seconds, and that would have skewed my data more. So rapid fire, a little on the low end, about 7% of my total damage. Arcane shot was there, but those are all empowered. I'm not casting arcane shot if it's not empowered with precise shots. Then we had Master Marksman, actually. That's interesting. Master Marksman was my second. That seems to be an anomaly. Oh, I bet. So, Master Marksman is a percentage of your aim shot. Duh, that makes sense. So we had aim shots hitting for 11 million as a Sentinel Marksman Hunter. My max was 11.2 million, and my minimum on my hits was 2.1 million. I don't think I casted in a single aim shot out of that true shot window. So True Shot is incredibly strong right now. You are just adding multipliers after multipliers on those aim shots. And Sentinel stacks are exploding because you're below 20%, so they are that Sentinel damage is going to be a little bit higher than normal. But this is without my disc belt. I don't have one. This is with like a 619 Seal of the Poison Pack. I still have a bunch of that stuff from Season 1. And I also, now that I think about it, oh, I did have Signet. So the two abilities that I had, or my two trinkets, were Signet the Priory and Improvised Seaforium Pacemaker. Some great damage right now. I can't wait to see what kind of damage an AoE build will do. And in fact, I'm probably going to go over to Dornagal for that, even if there are people all over the place, because there's gonna be a lot of damage. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave me your feedback down below. I'm really excited for Season 3, and I will have my 11.2/Season 3 for Mythic Plus Marksman Hunter Guide available, hopefully day 1 of patch, which I think they said was early August now. I think I saw a date somewhere. But I'm hoping and praying that you guys will enjoy it. I'm going to really do my best to make my best Marksman Hunter Guide to date. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.